Hey everyone, good morning. I am coming back at you from beautiful, beautiful Alaska. One of my favorite places to come to look for and photograph wildlife. I'm out on the tundra right now, one of my favorite landscapes to photograph wildlife on while I'm visiting this beautiful part of the country. I'm starting my Alaska adventures a little bit earlier this year. Usually I start off by photographing bears as they fish and wrestle and play in the summertime. Right now it's late spring, though it still feels like winter. It's quite chilly today. And I'm out here on the tundra not looking for bears like I usually do. I'm looking for something a lot smaller than bears. I'm looking for foxes, red foxes in particular. This is ideal habitat for these beautiful foxes, and I'm really hoping to be able to find some. Hopefully a den of foxes would be awesome, fingers crossed. But there's a lot of other amazing wildlife out here. A lot of beautiful songbirds. Maybe you can hear some of them in the background. There's eagles flying all over the place as they fish in the water behind me here. And there's just so much out here to see and photograph. So follow along with me today as I explore this beautiful landscape and see what animals we can find, what wildlife we can find, and then later today, after I'm done with the tundra, I'll probably go down to the water and see if I can see some wildlife down there as well. We'll see what the day has in store for us. It's just a beautiful, beautiful day, and it feels so good to be back out here. Let's get going and see what we can find. Oh, what an amazing day of hiking I have had out here so far. It's just been absolutely wonderful. There's so much wildlife everywhere. There are eagles flying around just all over the place. I was able to see and photograph some Lapland Longspurs, which were one of my top priority species to photograph on this trip. And I was able to see and photograph some. Still working on getting some more pictures of them, but I was able to get a few that I'm fairly happy with. I saw some ptarmigan droppings back a little ways, which is always exciting to see. I'm assuming they're rock ptarmigan. And you can see here in the tundra, there's this very distinct line right here. And this is caused by repeated use. And I'm assuming it's from foxes. They're very habitual with a lot of their trails if you're around a den area. And I actually see one up here. This is just what I was looking for. There's this ravine here in front of me, and on the other side of it, on this rock ledge, I see a silhouette of a fox. That is exactly what I've been hoping to see. This is exactly what I'm looking for. This little ravine here is too much of a drop for me to go down and come up the other way safely, so I'm going to go the long way around, and hopefully the fox is still there and I'll be able to photograph it. Like I say, this is exactly what I'm looking for. I don't want to waste any more time. I want him to still be there when I get there, so let's keep going and see if we can get him. I found the fox, not just one fox, but 7 foxes. This is absolutely incredible. This is exactly what I was hoping for when I set out this morning looking for these guys. They're just absolutely beautiful. So I found a den of foxes, and it's just a really, really cool dynamic. I've never seen a den like this before. So red foxes are interesting in that they have different color variations. There's the standard red that you're probably familiar with. There's what they call a silver variation. It looks more like a black, but it is called silver. The tips of their fur is silver. And then there's a cross between the two, which is called a cross fox, referred to as a cross fox. So here at this den, it's really cool. There's 3 adults and there's 4 kits that I've seen so far. And the male is your standard red variation. The female is a silver variation, and then there's a helper, which is usually a female kit from the previous year that sticks around to help with the new litter that they're raising this year. And she's a cross between the two, so she's a cross fox. So within just the adults, I've got all three variations, which is really, really cool to see. And then there's a mixture in the kits as well. I've seen 3 red and 1 cross so far. So it's just really, really cool to find a den with all the different color variations within the same family group. Just really, really cool to see. They're just beautiful, beautiful foxes. I love foxes so much, so it's great to be able to be out with these guys and be photographing them. I've got 2 of the adults resting up here, and then one behind me, quite a ways back in these rocks back here. I don't know if it's been moving around at all. And then the kits have gone back down into the den. They came out and looked at me a little bit curiously for a while, but I think they just got a little bit cold and went back into the den, because it is getting quite cold, and the wind's starting to pick up too. So I'll get what I can of these guys. I'm just so thrilled to have been able to find them. They're just such beautiful, beautiful animals. I'll keep you updated, and I'll keep an eye on these guys, the different foxes around, and try to photograph them and get what I can. That evening spent with the foxes was absolutely wonderful. The den dynamic was so fun to observe and photograph. I had opportunities to photograph the kits and each of the adults. Most of my time was spent with the helper fox, as she was the one at the den the majority of the time, looking after the kits hidden inside. She was extremely comfortable with me and didn't pay me any mind at all, and was content napping the evening away. Later in the evening, the mother fox returned, and I was able to get some images of her that I really enjoyed. She picked some really beautiful spots to lay down and rest, with some fun scenery behind. Dad Fox came home and spent some time making sure everyone was taken care of. Shortly after returning, another fox began to hang around the perimeter of the den area. I'm not sure if or how this fox was related to those at the den, but the father fox didn't like it hanging around at all. The fox soon left the immediate area, but that wasn't good enough for Dad, so he proceeded to chase it off farther, and they even had a little bit of a tussle. After chasing the strange fox out of the area, Dad also left the area. Mom and the helper were both settled down for the evening, and the kits were cozy in the den. All was quiet, so I started heading back to civilization. On the way back, I saw a number of eagles flying around, as well as some sea otters along the water's edge. What an amazing day of wildlife. What a wonderful time I've had out here so far, and this adventure is just getting started. I'm starting a workshop out here, so we're going to start off by photographing that beautiful family of foxes that I just showed you and the other wildlife in the area. We'll move to some other areas as well and photograph just a huge variety of animals, and I cannot wait for the days to come out here. I'm so excited. I hope you've enjoyed this week's video, and I can't wait to take you along with me next week as we go throughout the workshop. I show you the fun animals that we'll be photographing, and we'll make some new memories and have some awesome experiences out here with the amazing, amazing animals. I offer a number of these workshops now. So if you want to have some incredible experiences out in nature and photograph some really special animals, I'll put a link to my website in the description below. Hit that link. You can get more details on these workshops that I offer, or just feel free to ask me any questions that you may have. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And hopefully you can join me out in the field on one of these wildlife photography workshops. Thank you so much for following along with me this week. Join me next week. I can't wait to continue this adventure with you. Thank you so much for the support. We'll see you next time.